of all, how was your travel? How are you?
Looks as good as on paper. We're in the kill zone, pal. We're locked and loaded.
Hi there guys, welcome back into another session as we concentrate on big boy BTC today, but we'll have a look at a couple of alts as well. We're looking at ETH, Sol, Hype, LTC, Doge. Okay, some good charts. Let's have a look. So, summary from last video. BTC bears in control. Is it over? Short answer, yes. Longer higher time frame answer, no. You know, on-chain data is still pretty okay, but this has been pretty savage for the bulls, hasn't it? If you are a bull either, you are going to be struggling here. If you are trading level to level, then you are probably very much enjoying the price action. I know we certainly are. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at some TA levels on BTC and a couple of alts on the higher time frame charts. I think that's what you need to do when we get these kind of range breakdowns, is what we've had on BTC. So we're going to have a look at a couple of higher time frame charts, and then we'll have a look at the order flow on BTC and what's been going on the last 24 hours and where we can potentially go from here, as the CME gap traders eye that lower level, don't they? A couple of interesting levels to look at with you. So let's jump into TradingView and see what's going on. Okay, so BTC 1 hour there, but I just want to quickly divert your eyes to risk assets in legacy markets have actually been holding quite well. Okay, you would think if you hadn't looked at this that everything would have been dropping, but actually S&P E-mini futures holding up as 10-year and Dixie still drives down a little bit, and Nvidia holding well as well. Okay, so you know, after they had a drop, so is BTC lagging these kind of zones? You know, they drop. Is BTC lagging this kind of price action by a week or so? That is something I am considering, to be honest. I am looking for strength in risk assets in the legacy market to continue. Right, weekly chart looks absolutely disgusting, doesn't it? Okay, so we had these levels lower that we dared to consider in the last video. As price dropped, our weekly 21 just around 90k there, just below 90k I would say. We did actually get some bid there. I think it was an area as we were below this range that we could have considered, okay, getting a little bit of risk on with our risk manage, easy risk manage down there. But since then, the last 48 hours or so, yeah, we're just breaking down, and even the weekly VWAP we'll have a look at in a second just became a little bit of resistance yesterday on a slight bounce. Okay, going to point out the obvious. We do have a CME gap there at 77,930, and we have a weekly NPOC at 75,970. I would consider, if we come down into this zone and do find some very, very good demand, I would consider this swing long position personally. Okay, so we're day trading the moves, we're trading level to level, whether it be altcoins or BTC. But if we do come down to these levels, I think it could present a big opportunity for the coming months. Okay, daily chart. Okay, top down, weekly, daily chart. Daily chart, you can just see what's happened here. Okay, so this is the range we've been in since the beginning of November. I think it's been a very, very nice range to trade. Even the price action lower time frame in this section here over the last couple of weeks has been very, very nice. Okay, so price from last week, this was our last zone. This was our last zone for shorts. Have I got my timestamp there? Good old Leviathan timestamp. No, maybe not. That's the wrong one. Okay, I've got it on the 4 hour and the hour. But what we can see is that's the last zone on Friday that we were presented with that short. Okay, we've now come to the range lows of the last 48 hours. I still think, as we're in this zone, that 90 or just below 90k zone presented the potential for a long back up into the range as you are at value area low. As a range trader, you're always going to try a little bit of a sneaky risk on here or a risk off here. Okay, you're going to short the highs and you're going to put the longs back on in the lows. Okay, what we've seen over the last 24 hours, especially with that candle yesterday, or last 48 hours really, is this is a range. This is now a range breakdown. Okay, so this is an expansion, same way you get it to the top side here. Okay, same way to you get it to the top side there. This is now a range breakdown. Over the last 24 hours, I've just been considering playing the bounce up like we did yesterday and maybe just tackling that value area low at 92, at 93k for another really, really good short back down. The bulls couldn't even muster that yesterday. Okay, we'll have a look at the order flow in a second, but the bulls couldn't even muster that yesterday. So for me, right here, right now, not a lot to do here. I would consider shorts if we just tickle a little bit higher up again, or I'm just going to consider, you know, them risk on positions from a better advantage point from a little bit lower, okay? But we'll watch the data as we go, as always. And there you go. You can just see your 4-hour range there. Very, very good trading. Longs at the bottom, shorts at the top. That's the timestamp for our last risk-off short hedge area on Friday. Very, very good risk reward short. Okay, if you are still holding a little bit of position from there, absolutely really, really well played. And here we are now, so range breakdown. So yeah, was potentially looking for a little bit of a bounce yesterday. We did get a bounce, actually played that bounce as well. Stops at break even, not messing about on mean reversion trades. You know, you're trading against the trend now. So if you're playing a bounce, really, really tight risk. But we just couldn't even tackle this weekly VWAP at 88,570, okay? And here we are now. We're getting a slight bit of chop here, and I expect a slight bit of chop here now. Daily open, 84,250. And it's not too much of a big ask to see us going a little bit lower, I do have to say. But to be honest, you know, I'm not just going to chase shorts down here with expectation of going down here straight away. It could take a little bit of time. You know, maybe it's another 48 hours or so before we get down there. Unless the bears get aggressive like they did yesterday, rip the band-aid off, and then we're in business, okay? 1 hour chart, don't really need to look at a 1 hour chart, but here you are, okay? So this was the bounce we played yesterday. From that daily 200, we did get some nice demand in there, but not enough, okay? We just diddle around the middle, around the weekly VWAP, and back down, and it looks like we're getting similar now. So, you know, if you're trying to find bounces now on this range breakdown, you are fighting against the trend at the minute, okay? You're fighting against the momentum, you're fighting against the trend, okay? So this zone here, not bad, could be a deviation into the value area low. Do we bounce back up, claim the range? No, we just can't muster it just yet, okay? So, yeah, that's where we are. What we're going to do is just have a look at a couple of alts on a daily time frame, okay? Let me just reset this chart, take off the timestamp, and we'll quickly have a look at a couple of alts, okay? So, Ethereum, okay, actually quite a nice range on a daily chart. Yes, it's been down only, but if you pull a large time frame range, quite a nice range. So if we do come down a couple of wicks here on Ethereum, down at that 2100 level, really, really good level. I think that'd be really nice to clean up those levels and certainly go a bit risk on again if we get some bid. Let's run through these really, really quickly. Sol, okay, I'm going to show you this Sol. I've always liked the Sol chart for the last 6 months, a year or so. Sol has broke down now, okay? Again, Sol broke, back tested, and then down. Just going to get rid of that there. I don't know what that trend line is, okay? You've got an old range value area low here, which is from this section here. That's what you're just battling with there. You've got an order block down at that 114, 115 level, okay? So I would consider just nicking it down there a little bit as well. But again, you've got a structure change. The trend tried to hold here. It didn't hold. You broke down. You've got a market structure change on what is potentially and what was a Livermore funnel. Really, really good chart, but you've broke down, okay? So do we consider a bit of risk on if we can attack some of these levels, V-shape back up, reclaim that trend? I would certainly play for that, but, you know, I'm in no hurry right here, right now. I want big boy BTC to settle, and then we can maybe look at risk on a few other assets. Right, hype. Looking quite good. Let me just go to the old 4 hour chart here. Yeah, hype I think is looking quite good. If everything will just load up for me in a second. This is your range. You're auctioning the value area lows of the range. I've just got another order block there. Alert set if we do just come down to that level. Hype couldn't quite get the breakout, could it, and rotate it down. I think it's been a nice one to trade in this range, but just consider now you are stuck under that value area low. Classic, all you want to do is not fail there and come back down, okay? I'd rather come back down first, reclaim that, and then bounce back up. But again, you have to see that evidence in the rest of the market as well, okay? Right, couple of others. LTC has been quite strong, hasn't it? Let me just go to a daily chart for this one as well. LTC has actually been quite strong. Was charting this for one of the guys in the Discord, TRDR Discord chat yesterday. It's still, the daily candles are not bad, are they? 3 days ago, we got a nice pin bar daily candle there. It's pushing up. LTC is not particularly one that I trade. I know it's got ETF narrative and all that rubbish, but you know, so's Sol, so's ETH. How's it done for them coins? Not very good, sir or madam. Okay, so I would only really get involved in this if it comes back down to these value area high, value area low there. Okay, I would only get involved if it comes into these zones. Not really interested in just speculating that ETH's just going to run up because it's getting an ETF or any of that rubbish. You know, it's actually, I can see in the order flow, it's coming into a supply zone, which ties in with this value area high. All right, guys. So another one I want to look at with you is Doge. Okay, I just want you to consider something on Doge that actually, if you look at a higher time frame, it's still trending and it's trending nice. Okay, Doge pulls these patterns all the time. You can see it trends up, blasts up, slowly kind of like forms this choppy range, kind of like falling down, stepping down pattern. But Doge, I think, is it's obviously going to follow the rest of the market, isn't it? But I don't think it looks too bad here. I think if it could just get some demand and hold this zone, you might get something similar to what you had down here. Okay, so one to watch on Doge. All right, Pepe is absolutely dead, unfortunately. I do hold some Pepe. I love it. King of the means, obviously. One thing to say is, again, this is why you have to zoom out to a higher time frame chart, really. If you're on a 1 hour or 4 hour on some of these charts, it looks like absolute devastation. But really, Pepe is actually just holding the point of control from the higher time frame range pull there, value area high there. So ultimate on Pepe for me, right down here, we'll just call it 0.64, 0.65 level. If we can hit those order blocks there, value area low, or this high time frame range, again, I'd be doing a bit of business there. So this is one thing I think you should do really, is get these higher time frame charts open, okay, and just consider these higher time frame levels. Okay, zoom out, don't concentrate on the 1 hour, you know, the 15-minute charts. For me personally, I'm zooming out to 4 hour, daily, weekly charts now, drawing some levels, drawing some confluence, trying to build a story, then looking at the demand zones. Okay, higher, yes, for shorts. The lower, I'm looking for strong demand. With that being said, let's go and have a look at the order flow in the TRDR console.
Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated.
Right, here we go then, guys. TRDR console. I've just got the old top levels open at the minute. Okay, so resting order blocks. We can see this was our bounce yesterday. Absolute failure. Stopped at break even because we got a nice bounce, so I thought we'd make that one a free trade yesterday. Shared that one with the guys as well. I think a few of the guys got in. I think it was the right trade yesterday. You know, you never know when you're going to get a good squeeze. Why was it the right trade? We're coming down to that zone at 85k, 200 EMA as well down there, as we had some bullish divergences. Okay, so lower lows on the price and bullish divergences holding, very low open interest. So it was the right trade to take. It's just a shame that the price action was a bit weak. So here we are right now. What we're going to do is just have a look at a couple of the exchanges, and obviously I don't particularly want to do much buy-in or more risk on in these zones. I think if you can catch some of these wicks here with this BTC double diamond from the alert system, let me just go to a full window for a second. Okay, if you can catch some of these wicks, you're going to do quite good business. As you can see, you always get a reaction from them there, but you need to be getting involved in those zones. So you sharpshooting traders that are watching the charts 24 hours a day, you're going to be able to get involved in there. Right here, right now, okay, I'm not bothered for trading BTC, and I'm talking day trades, derivative trades. Not bothered in the slightest, okay? If it rises up, I'm going to look for fresh shorts, okay? Then my next level of confluence is 80k, and we are just playing this level to level like we did yesterday there. We're playing it level to level. The only difference I guess you can take away from yesterday to that low there is when we hit that low, the bid has been okay. All right, the bid has been okay. The top levels has been okay, but aggregated depths, that's all exchanges, has not been amazing. At that low yesterday that we were trading, 600 million, okay? It took us to come down and break into that 82k level to then hit what we always like to see, over $1 billion, okay, over $1 billion aggregated depth. That's spot and perps exchanges, okay? But right here, right now, BTC kind of floating in the middle of nowhere. You can see that CME gap there. It's not that far away now if you consider how violent the price action has been, all right? Not a lot to see from too many of the other exchanges. You can see that Coinbase Pro have got that level there, 80k. But again, these levels have been breaking. CME gap not that far away. Not going to concentrate on many of the other exchanges. Let's just concentrate on Binance and Coinbase Pro. Obviously, we don't have all the data for Bybit, unfortunately. They don't all share it. Right, let's have a look at Perps then. Perps chart. They're getting ready, aren't they? Okay, so we've got some nice depth building on Perps now, okay? Doesn't mean you can't come down and fill all that depth. Plan for today, ideally, really is rise up, fresh shorts, because you're trending in the direction. Or if we just fall, let's see if we can get some demand into those lower zones. We have got some CVD bullish divergences building, but that can take time, especially after bears have been so violent and just smashed us to bits down here. All right, guys. So another thing to consider is higher time frame liquidity as well. Okay, if you're familiar with this chart, there's our, geez, looks terrible, doesn't it? Our rounded over top, almost McDonald's pattern. Do you want fries with that, sir? One thing to consider. Higher time frame. I do like this on the 4-hour or the daily charts. Okay, spot liquidity absolutely nuked. Open interest RSI metric. Yes, we've got open interest on an RSI. It's very, very good. Is nuked as well. Okay, you've got a real lower bound there at 24. Do we just need Perps to come down as well? Okay, so Perps, if we can just nuke that Perps liquidity as well with some nice liquidations down into this zone here, that is going to be very, very, very much risk on, I would say, if we can just see some of these confluence areas in the past, okay? Very, very nice risk on areas. So higher time frame, that is something I'm watching for as well. But yeah, 15-minute chart on CVDs. Not bad. You know, if you're familiar with this template, we've got a nice cluster building here. Funding's coming down, open interest nuked, bullish divergences. Any more lows, this is what you want to be looking for, right, guys? So yeah, just consider that, okay? If you're looking for longs, I don't think you're going to be wrong, but you just need to manage that risk a little bit tightly because you are counter trend trading, looking for a mean reversion or a squeeze at the minute, okay? So if we get some shorts a little bit higher, absolutely valid, or just let price fall and let's go see if we can satisfy those gap traders, all right? But just running through a couple of the alts, not much to see. Again, if you're just day trading these, you're getting some nice reactions from Sol there. Offers are covering a little bit higher at that 146 level. Same with ETH. I think ETH and Sol are going to follow. ETH is coming down in some nice demand now. Offers chasing price down there, and your nearest bid there 200. Okay. Shorts to consider. Okay, Sue is getting covered. Sue's getting covered quite harshly there at that $3 region. LTC, as we looked at, as it forms price action into those range highs, you've got some quite chunky offers, okay? And LTC has been doing well. So for me personally, I would consider shorts and LTC up here if I think we're going to get rotations a little bit lower, all right? So what we'll do is live in the US session a little bit later. If you're unfamiliar with the console, go grab a link from below for a free trial. Okay, drop a comment below, share the video if you've got alpha out of it, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?